Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Quick message, you can see the fuel economy. That's what you get when you're cruising around town. A lot better than what you get out on the highway when the brick's traveling at 115, 120 kilometers an hour. So be aware of that. Don't get ripped off on fuel. This is what we're about to show you. It's an absolute rip-off scheme, and we're going to pay about 30 to 40 cents a litre less than we could have if we weren't thinking. I'll show you what I mean. Also, other possibly interesting information. In this 2022 Proto, the cruising range has been below zero, like nothing. The 3 dashes there for about only 10 kilometers. So this will give you a good idea how much fuel's left in the tank when the cruising range gets to zero. That is the price we're going to pay today. Still a rip-off, but as good as it gets. Yep, that's economy with the KO2 tyres. Standard size, 265, 65, 17. You would normally get more out of a tank, but that was coming back from the trip, only the last 100 kilometers around town. So just that, since the engine started, was 7.9. There it is. Give it a couple of clicks, and we'll show you. It's on 135 litres. Now, there it is. Alright, so when you fill up, what I do, and it's probably good if you do, use your trip A. So that we're going to reset it. So you can work it out. 1200 Ks, 135 litres. Not the greatest economy when you're travelling at speed. And that's the fact of the matter. It's just what it is. I don't get paid to make the vehicles look more or less economical. It's just what it is. Okay, we've filled up now, and you're going to see a lot better fuel economy. What we're going to do also is go through the trip computer here. See the after reset. So we've just recently done a trip, 175 hours driving since the last time we cleared that trip computer there. Okay, see how it says it's going to go up. That's after start. This is after reset. So it says after reset in blue, 12 litres per 100. That's mainly highway driving, the big trip. Okay, almost 10,000 Ks type thing, more or less, whatever. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reset that. So we've reset it. Now what I'm going to do is a bit of driving. Look, this is primarily a trip vehicle, so we're not going to be doing 10,000 Ks driving around town, but we're going to do a bit of driving around town, maybe for 1,000 Ks. Let's say 1 tank of fuel. Let's see what we get out of a tank of fuel with your normal driving around town. There'll be a bit of freeway, highway driving, that sort of thing, but we're going to drive more economical to give you an idea what you would get driving around in 60, 70, 80 zones, that type of thing. And we'll try and keep the speed down to about 100 where possible. Now, one other thing that automatically resets when you refuel, like it says after refuel, okay? So it's already saying 11.5. Was that since the last, or since, yeah, it must have been that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Bada bing. Now, the most important part of this whole message, don't get ripped off. Look, $2.05 there, and that's one of the cheaper ones. There's another one, $2.01. This is the cheap part of town. You know, I actually thought about it. Use the Petrol Spy app. Probably save myself 30, 40 bucks. We'll work that out in a minute. So yeah, you want to use the Petrol Spy app. You want to stop and think about it before you get ripped off on the price. You're getting ripped off anyway, okay? We're going to give you a lot of information here, but you know, let's just have a look as we go past. $2.01. Like I said, these are all the cheap ones, right? We've got a BP. Even though it's a BP, it's going to be pretty cheap. Why? It's got to compete with a next door neighbour, but because it's BP, it's going to be a bit dearer, right? Look at this, $2.05.9. Okay, so this vehicle was empty, and if I went to my closest servo, I would have been paying around about $2.15, $2.20. Now, close to us is usually quite competitive, and you can see, because there was a couple of new servos. Where there's new servos, often they're cheap to get the business, and then all the local servos nearby, they have to, you know, they've got to do what they've got to do to compete and keep their business as well. So the point is, if I paid $2.20, you do the sums, you get your calculator out, paid $1.95. $1.95, they're making 10 cents a litre out of you, right? I think 10 cents a litre is enough. We put in 135 litres. They made $13.50, right? There's a bit of a a smoky one, and look at that, the old Mustang. I think it needs a bit of work. And of course the one in the left lane as well, chuffing it out big time, needs a bit of work as well. This is the problem. Look at that. Look at the pollution city. That's really good for you. See, that's what the recirculate button's for, right? Okay, my point is, 30 cents a litre roughly, you could easily get ripped off at the moment. Use Petrol Spy or another similar app where you can check fuel prices. I'm not suggesting you spend an hour driving over the other side of town, but be aware, because you may be able to travel just a little bit and save 10 cents a litre, which is better than your crappy 4-cent loyalty thing. I know some people might find some variations to this, but Shell's normally the dearest. They import the fuel, they set the retail price. We're in the cheapest area. We've got a Shell across the road, $2.08.9. So there it is again. Even though it might be cheaper than a lot of other areas, it's the dearest in the area, okay? Do you know what I mean? We've got a Woolworths, the Caltex EG, what do you call it, coming up on the left. It's going to be a bit cheaper. We already know it's going to be like 205, 207, somewhere around there. It's going to be a bit cheaper than the Shell. Let's have a look. What do we got? Vortex diesel, 207.9, right? Just a little bit cheaper. Okay. I'm only wasting my breath to help you save some money. You can save a lot of money, because if you fill your tank and save 30 bucks, if you did that every week, it's a lot of money at the end of the year. I'm going to call this video free rego and free insurance, because if you're wise about your timing when you buy fuel, especially having bigger tanks in the Prados especially, you might find yourself topping up once a week or two at the right time and stretching it out, waiting if the cycle's on the way up and down. If you're on our Facebook groups, okay, what do we got there? Special diesel, 207.9. This is a cheaper area, okay? We're going to show you some fuel prices towards the end of the video. Reality channel before I switch it off, and still got more info for you, but 8.7, 8.8 litres per 100 Ks. That's accurate. It's either that or better than that is what we found. 21 minutes driving in your typical 60s K zones. All right, so that's what you get. Have a look at this one for a bit of off-topic information. The last injector job we did at the Prado Hospital, 381,000 Ks. Yep. And this one's done 386,000 Ks on the original injectors, and this one blowing a lot of black smoke. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Right over the other side there, we got a big Caltex next to the Ring Road for the diesel, $2.18, and that's typical of what I would have had to pay on any of the nearby servos. So saving 23 cents a litre for 135 litres, like I said, it's about 30 bucks. So you add it all together for often as you fill up and work out how much freebies you can get. I think it's worth doing. These oil companies and etc., they don't care about you, so there's no point caring about them. You go to whoever's cheapest or close enough to it. No point getting yourself ripped off. The only reason they can get away with it is if you allow them to, okay? So there's healthy competition out there. It's called free enterprise, and the independently owned servos doing the right thing, only making 10 cents a litre. You know, it sounds like not much, doesn't it? But you know what? There's a lot of litres they pump out. There's the Shell, $2.17.9, as dear as any other Shell, Coles, and you know what? Nobody's in there. Good to see. Anyway, so as I was saying previously at some point, if you're on our Facebook groups, you may see me sharing some screenshots. That's the gate price. Basically, trying to explain to you in simple terms what the servos are paying for it. Okay, so of course you've got the oil companies, you got everybody along the way has got to make some money, right? But what the servos are paying for it. So if you've got a servo, you'd be paying. At the moment, it goes up and down each day, and that's what those images are about. It shows you day by day what the gate price is, and then you can see whether it's in a pattern that's on the way up or down. Now, on our Facebook groups, typically we're going to share that in the group on Facebook called 4x4 Diesel. Perhaps, just trying to work out of all our groups which is the most suitable for that sort of information. Stay tuned on all the videos, you know, like and subscribe, turn the bell on, all that sort of thing, so that you don't miss out on the next message that's going to contribute to you saving thousands of dollars, okay? Gate price at the moment, about $1.85, give or take. So $1.95, they're making 10 cents. All these servos, you can have a look around on Petrol Spy around Melbourne and you can have a look at other states. They've got all a very similar gate price on the fuel, just so you know how it all works. They've all got very similar. Now, when the fuel gets taken a long way from the depot, there is delivery fees. I might add 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents a litre, maybe more. But it's not as massive as you think. So when you get to these outback places, obviously the price should be up, but the delivery fee is a lot less than the difference. And look, we don't blame them. You know, you think they're out there, they've got to make a living, but there's plenty of people that are buying a lot of fuel out there and they're making a lot of money. But it's not about that. It's about, we're here, we're close to the depot, there's no extra delivery fees, and the price varies even up to as much as 40 cents a litre. We've seen $2.35 on Petrol Spy at the same time as we've seen $1.95 on Petrol Spy. That's 40 cents a litre. It's 50 cents on top of the gate price. It's absolutely ridiculous. Alright, here's another one, Mobil 711, $2.18.9. Alright, there's another Shell coming up. What's the guess? Yep, $2.18.9. Seems cheap compared to $2.30 and $2.35, doesn't it? But now you know how much you're really getting ripped off. Over 20, closer to 25 cents a litre. Absolute rip-off. Be aware of it. Oh, let's see if there's any competition here. Look, the Shell, $2.14.9. Not bad, Shell. Why? Only because over the road at the United, it's $2.09.9. Alright, over there behind the bush, Woolworths, $2.14.9. There's the Independent, the Liberty, $2.09.9. So $2.10 cheaper, but they still want to make 25 cents a litre. Alright, we're getting towards the end here. We've got an Ampol Caltex, you know, the new Ampol Metro, and you know, $2.16.9. Now there's an app, the Toyota app, where you can get 4 cents a litre and 6 cents a litre. What a load of crap, that app, because even if you're getting 6 cents a litre, they're always more than 6 cents a litre dearer than all the others, because they've got that included in the price. So it's time to wise up. If you thought you were getting a good deal at 4 cents a litre off, don't worry about the free chocolate bars or the milk at the servo. It's just ridiculous anyway. The prices of it's up there. You just need to shop the cheapest price, forget all the loyalty programs, unless there's extra discounts on the cheapest servos around. Save yourself thousands of dollars a year. I'm about done. No, I'm not going to drive. I could have driven 20 minutes to get that fuel cheaper. And you know what? It would have been worth it based on the price of the fuel, saving over $30. But no, I didn't do that. I planned ahead. I looked at Petrol Spy and I said, I need to drop off an injector kit to one of our workshop partners. And not far from there on that trip, there is one of the cheapest servos around Melbourne. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's as simple as that. And we're trying to bring back the common sense. I hope you liked it. Smash the like button. I hope you learned something. If you want to know where the gate price is at, when I get given that information by one of our contacts, it could be publicly available, I don't know, but it's provided to me by an anonymous person, and we will continue to share that as it's provided on our Facebook groups, those photos, just to let you know. It shows you the date, shows you the fuel type, and it shows you the prices each day, the cycle over about a week, and you can work it out. Thanks for watching. Bada bing, we're out of here. You know the deal. Catch you on the next one.